So, okay, man. I've been seeing a lot of commentary about LeBron being Captain America.
Yeah, Captain
And
America.
that begs the question, is this the best U.S. men's basketball team that we've ever seen?
This is definitely not the best U.S. Men's basketball team we ever seen and sent to the
Ouch.
Olympics.
Not Bron.
Yeah, Bron is 40 years old right now. You know, he's killing in the preliminaries and little practice games. They're going to be starting a group play versus Serbia soon, so we'll see what this team has to offer. But when it comes to a historical team perspective, I mean, you do have 1992, but let me give you a little backstory on 1992. Larry Bird had a bad back. It was 1992. He was about to retire. So him and Magic, who had been out the league as well for HIV purposes, went to Barcelona after Magic was off a year, and I believe this was Larry's last year in the NBA. And they were a shell of themselves. I mean, 39-year-old guys back then were actually old and didn't play like how Bron is playing right now. They were kind of cooked.
39-year-old guys right now aren't playing like LeBron. It
Yeah,
seems to
that
just
is
be
true.
LeBron
That
and
seems
maybe
to him.
Vince Carter.
Yeah, so even though those two were younger, I do think that Michael Jordan being in his prime, having Charles Barkley, who led that Olympic team in scoring that year, David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, Chris Mullin, they should have put Isaiah Thomas on that team. But that definitely was, I say, better than this team. And a lot of people, I saw a stat earlier. It was, I think in 1992, they played against like 7 pros. Versus now, it's like hundreds and hundreds of pros that the USA team is playing against. So, of course, the game has expanded and evolved to this point. But I still think, with that being said, the best team I ever seen was the 2008 Redeem team. Now, that was Kobe, LeBron, D. Wade, Carmelo, Dwight Howard was on that team. Jason Kidd was running the point. Chris Paul was running the point. So, that team, when I saw a collective of basketball players and saw the best talent on the court at the same time, I feel like that Olympic gold medal game versus Spain in 2008 was the best basketball powerhouse team assembled that I ever saw. Like, for Kobe to come, do what he does, LeBron to have that in your starting lineup, D Wade's coming off the bench. You know you deep if D Wade coming off the bench. So I don't think this team compares to the 2008 team or the 2012, which again had Kobe, Bron on it, Melo, but then you insert KD, young Westbrook, Harden. Like, that team was good too. So I mean, Curry's on this one. You got Ant Edwards, who's kind of the new guy who's going to be ushering in the new NBA.
Yeah, baby MJ coming off the
baby,
bench.
yeah, what they call him, baby MJ. You already said the thing about Tatum a couple weeks ago. He got a new haircut.
Oh,
He got a ring now. He got a chip. So now he think he's something.
Kobe,
light skinned Kobe.
light skinned Kobe.
Nah, but but hey, this team is really good. I do think that they're gonna run into a little bit of problems, especially with KD just coming off an injury. They're going to run into a little bit of problems. Now, I think they're going to win gold, and I think we're not going to have a problem. And this whole U.S. versus the world thing has been a big thing of, can the world really beat the U.S. when it comes to basketball? Have they gotten to that point? But I really do think that even though with problems, maybe not winning by 15, 20 points a game, but really, really close games, the U.S. should handle business this year. But they're definitely not the best team ever.
Right, and we've already seen some pretty close games with the U.S. just in the open preliminaries of the men's basketball. But now that we're going into the actual Paris Olympics, you're expecting the games to still be as close as we've seen in the preliminaries?
Maybe not as close. I mean, they won by 1 point versus South Sudan, but I'm seeing like 9-point spreads. Like, it's not going to be no 15, 20-point blowouts. I mean, they're playing Serbia the first game, and I don't think Jokic is going to play as bad as he did in the preliminaries. They were coming off a back-to-back and stuff like that. So when the marbles and the chips are really on the line, when we're going for that gold, I do see and anticipate close games coming unless Steve Kerr can do something with his lineups, because I think his lineups have been atrocious and trash.
Okay, that's the coach?
Yeah, that's the coach.
Oh, okay.
Steve Kerr is coaching. But you got Tyronn Lue. Always keep his mouth open.
Okay.
You got Eric Spoelstra.
Okay.
You got a all-star coaching staff on there, so it'll be interesting to see. But for LeBron James at 39 years old to be the one that's closing people out at the end of games, last 5 minutes, you want LeBron James with the basketball in his hands is very interesting to me. This is the time where we saw in 92, Jordan kind of took the mantle from Magic. Jordan kind of took the mantle from Bird. Like, this is my shit. Who is that next NBA person that when LeBron retires, when Steph retires, who's that next person to be like, this is my stuff?
Right.
I hope it's Anthony Edwards, but I don't know if he got that.
And will we ever get to see him have that if LeBron is still 50 years old and the number one option in the U.S. Olympics?
I mean, but this
is for the U.S. team on the Olympics and just in the NBA in general. He's option number one at 75.
Right, but you have to. This is where you have to take it. Like LeBron. Let's just talk about the Lakers for a second. LeBron has been trying to give Anthony Davis the keys. Like, hey, you be the number one guy. You be the leader of this team. Let me take a step back. He's been trying to do that for the last 2 to 3 seasons.
Aren't they the same age?
No, nigga, no.
How old?
AD is like at least 6 to 8 years younger than Bron.
Okay.
Yeah, he's at least 6 to 8 years. But he's been trying to tell him, like, this is his team, like, do his stuff. But it seems like AD just don't want to take that next level to be like, this is really his team. You have to be able to, in sports, you got to be able to snatch that. You can't be like, oh, the baton is here. Let me give it to you. No, like, Bron's on top. Somebody needs to, like, jump on that nigga's throat and, like, kick him down and, like, do all that to say, I'm number one. I'm here. And we saw that, like, Kobe scored 55 on an old MJ. That's what you're supposed to do.
So does this do anything to LeBron's legacy if they do not get the gold medal this year?
You know, looking at LeBron in his career, playing 20 years, still at a high level, I don't know how you don't, like, people still don't have him in the conversation. It's still MJ or LeBron. I think that this doesn't do anything necessarily for his legacy, but it's just the sustained greatness. You just have to make. He just keeps on writing stuff in his resume. Like, keeps on perfecting that resume that when you look back and you think about a basketball player and everything that they've accomplished, like, LeBron is checking all those boxes. Jordan kind of had this peak and this height that I still don't think that LeBron has surpassed as far as peak greatness. But when you talk about for a sustained amount of time, when you talk about being an all-around player, when you're talking about still doing the things that he's doing at his age, we've literally never seen it before. So it's like, I feel like you just got to put those dudes in their right categories. Like, Jordan might be the greatest, and greatness is a different definition than the best all-around player like LeBron has been. The person able to score and rebound and assist the ball, play defense at a high level, and play point guard and be big and be able to guard bigs and do different things. Like, that is the best all-around player we've ever seen. Jordan may still be the greatest, but this is definitely the best player of all time that we've ever seen. So the rankings don't mean anything to me. Like, Kobe's the most skilled player of all time to me. He shot the J better than Jordan. He could do the acrobatics. He could play defense. He used every single skill that you could, the great footwork and stuff like that. Jordan had a 46-inch vertical. Bron is a freak of nature. Kobe only had like a 36, 37, which is still a great vertical to have. But when you're talking about freaks of nature, that's Michael Jordan. That's LeBron James. Kobe used every skill in the book to be as great as he was. So that's why you categorize them all in a different aspect instead of saying, hey, this person's better than this person or this person better than that person. They all brought something different to the game.
Right. And we know all these niggas can hoop.
So
the biggest question, the burning question, at least for me, in order, top 3, shoes. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Who had the best shoes?
Dang, I think it has to go Jordan 1, Kobe 2, Bron 3. And I think you would agree with that ranking as well.
I would honestly not be mad at that ranking. We all know Jordan, shout out the retros. That's because without the retros, Jordan shoes suck. I don't care if it's CP. I don't care who.
Carmelo.
Trash. They can only, and they always look like they want to be a retro. They can't make nothing besides retros.
Right.
So retros, they've been killing it for years.
Retro might be the best shoe ever.
Yeah, you got some on right now.
Yeah, I do. You
got some on right now.
I do. Retro might be the best shoe ever.
We'll give it to Jordan.
Yeah.
2, I gotta give it to Kobe. Yeah, because LeBron, he had a couple good shoes. Like the Zoom Soldiers were fire.
Right.
But overall, he had a lot of misses for me.
Right.
I did have I think I had 2-3 pairs of some LeBrons back in the day. I had less Jordans because they were just so much more expensive.
Right.
But I had my retros, of course. Best retros for me will always be the Obsidian 12s.
Okay.
I had my bright orange peach Zoom Soldiers for LeBron. And the ones I never had, but I always wanted, were the high top Kobe's. Remember they was playing in the league with the high tops?
Right.
But I would argue that, no, it's not even an argument. LeBron got the worst shoes.
LeBron definitely got the worst shoes, and I think that just because originally they were basketball shoes, and he started to go into the stylish nature. I feel like, what year was that when people were wearing like KDs and bronze as fashion? I think that was a mistake.
Because honestly,
2014, 15.
That was fire. I'm ready. When y'all want to bring back the jeans and the basketball shoes, let me know. I was there. I was rocking. Speaking of, I think it's arguable that KD had better shoes
up
than
there.
LeBron.
He's definitely up there.
KD,
People were wearing KDs for lifestyle, and the fits kind of looked crazy if you go back at it.
If you go back, but it was a definitely
in the
era with the hat.
Right.
It was definitely you can definitely tell that's 2012 coded.
Right.
2013 coded for sure. But I'm ready for the jeans and basketball shoes come back. I'll go pull my KDs and my bronze out the closet. I still got I got the Kobe's in the trunk right now.
There you go.
Go let me put some jeans
with no
on.
grip on.
No grip. I'm
slipping
and sliding.
Slip.
It's for the swag. It's for the lifestyle.
Right. But Jordan, best shoe. Kobe, I would have to say number 2 because you can do a lot of lifestyle things and also be on the court. It was a great shoe for actually on the court activities. LeBron kind of evolved to that, but KD, you are right. Who else would you say?
That was a sleeper for sure.
Athlete shoe.
That's really it. Honestly, I like a little bit outside of we're talking about more current, because if we're throwing throwbacks, Sean Kemp with the kamikazes. I had my kamikazes back in the day.
Right.
Sean Kemp I do like. I even like some of the Allen Iverson.
Yeah, I was about to say AI with the Reeboks.
Yeah, the questions and the answers. I never personally had any of those.
But they were all right.
Yeah, I was a sneakerhead back in the day, so I was definitely looking at them online. Who else has some? The phone posits. Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway with the phone posits. Phone posits are always going to be a classic. Big, bulky ass bricks. But they were fire. I got a pair of those as well. Not anymore, though. Shout out my dad.
What happened with those?
Oh, so we're just bringing up bad memories.
Yeah, I want you to relive your trauma.
Talk about a trauma core memory. Shout out my dad. He's supposed to be watching the camera right now.
Right. Where'd he go?
Where's my cameraman? But for Christmas one year, I got the 97 pack, which came with a pair of some phone posits that I've always wanted. And they're fire. Cherished them. Barely wore them. One year, my dad asked me, hey, can I wear these shoes? I'm going on a cruise. I want to look, I'm trying to look good on the cruise, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, of course. Man brings them back to me, scuffed and scratched. I've never been able to wear them since then. Dang. And that was 6 years ago. So, all right.
Dang, what was he doing in the motherfuckers?
Man was up there cutting the rug, apparently. Damn, how hard was you dancing? Because I know he didn't fall. He don't be up there running or nothing. I mean, he was up there really just, dancing hard as shit.
Hard as shit.
And that's why I wear Crocs now.
Hey, shoe trauma. But
Crocs never let me down.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Kobe, Bron, Jordan, all of them for being great, for changing the game, for leaving stuff for lifestyle outside of the game.
Right.
That transcended. And we shall see when Bron's book is done writing, but for the time being, shoot, that old man's still going.
Yeah, he might still be writing that book while I'm in the ground warm food. I'm gonna be looking down this nigga's still playing? Oh my god. How excited, or not excited, but how big do you think, or how much do you think they're gonna be charging for tickets for the first game he steps on that court with his son?
Well,
if he does,
it's gonna
you think he'll be put in the G League before all that? Was it all just publicity?
I think it's going to be interesting how they manage him, but I think for the first game, let's just go ahead and get the moment out the way as far as them being on the court together and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if they'll wait to the, somewhere in the middle of the season or the beginning of the season, the first 20 games, or are they just going to do it the first game? let's get Bron and Bronny on the court together and see if we can get that magic moment in picture. But whenever it will be, people will definitely be tuned in and watching.
Right. You might have to drive out there just to sit outside and smell the air.
Right.
Maybe I catch something
Right.
Let me touch the ball and get some LeBron powers.
For real.
Let me get thunderstruck.
I bet that those tickets are already for the season opener are already fucking ridiculous. To say the least.
Especially if he comes back with a gold medal.
Oh yeah. Right in that momentum.
Right.
We shall see.
He said, "I'm winning something this year. I'm winning."
Hey,
something.
he had that in-season tournament championship too earlier.
I'm a casual, less than a casual, so they lost me with all that.
Yeah, it's some new shit.
Yeah, I was like watching the game. I'm like,
tournament within a tournament.
I'm like, why the paint look different? I'm like, what they doing different with the paint? What's going on? In season tournament.
Right.
What? This is college.